Hype, 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 hype. Let's go. Ooh, y'all ready to get started here? Another week. Holiday week. Well, not holiday week. For me, it is, kind of. Friday, I'll be moving to my new house. So, it's a 4-day week for me. Don't forget, friends, get on in there. Smash that like button. We're getting ready to get started. What's up? Good morning, Zoom. All the good mornings in there. And the DD band stuff will load. The bands themselves, Nick, or hit up with tech support. They'll help you. Usually disconnect or reconnect your futures account. You need to have futures data. That's usually what a lot of people don't know. You have to buy a future. You have to have futures data separate from the data you buy with us, which is equities data. So ask Slacks to walk you through. Set up your CQG account. What's up, you guys? All right, ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to rock? So you have to log into your CQG account in the connections tab. Hey, what's up, y'all guys? Good morning. Good morning. Woo! I got like Elvis hair going on here. Oh, how you doing, honey? Uh-huh. The bands are showing up for you? Oh, hold on 1 second. Do this. Oh, the bands are showing up. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Let's see. You're right. For me neither. Let me put in a ticket. We might have pushed a new release. Hold on. And let me put in a ticket. What's up, guys? Good morning. All right. 3 minutes to market open. You guys know the drill. Oh, let me get my... Well, we'll have to guesstimate. Right. All right. What's up, guys? Zoom, don't forget. Head over to YouTube. Where the heck is this? Okay. All right, pre-market. Let's see. Nothing today in the news. Nothing Tuesday, really. CPI Wednesday. So Wednesday morning is going to be really big. All right, so light on the news today. Resiliences are up. Let's look right at the start. Good deal. Yeah, you can make whatever you want, Futures Trader. Like a lot of guys in the group share things with each other, like little tools and stuff they made. There's like a Thinkorswim and like a TradingView script going around. All right, we are opening out the door. All right, so we get monthly hedge pressure, and hedge pressure starts right here, 25 cent for NASDAQ. We give her these liquidity maps to load up. Let's see what we get on SPY. Zoom. Ooh, this is looking great. All right, setup today. What I'm looking at. Positive resilience is good. Looks like we're gonna. Did we open flat? No way. No, we didn't open flat. NASDAQ. Okay, so you guys know my favorite setups. Bull zone up here. Wow, hedge pressure at the same spot. Okay. Bull zone through there. Resilience greater than 0 goes from there to DD band. So this is a good setup. I will take a long if we support right here. Basically. Any break, any support. I'm along with the stop all the way to DD band. This is a simple trade. Anything that's down from here back up to there is also a trade. BLU, which is the open blue open. So we'll hit the bull zone bottom as the intermediate there. Ooh, baby, good bullish day. I love it. Okay. Make sure everything else looking solid. Nasdaq looking solid. S&P looking solid. Trying to make that move up. Russell's pulling back just a little. All the liquidity maps look just about the same today. What do I want to do today? Flat. Yep. Morning, fam. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. How am I going to do this today? 520 from 525 on Q is going to be about 200-point difference. I'd like to see that movement. What would be great is the market to try to sell off. But, of course, today, extremely bullish. Let's do the greater market. Ready? DD ratio greater than half. Check. Bullish. Number 1 of 3. Trading about monthly hedge pressure. Bullish. Number 1 of 3. See monthly maps today. So everybody will start looking at the monthly maps on a daily basis. This is just so strong and so bullish. Short squeeze is still there. Let's double check the commitment traders just to see. We did get ourselves that update. You guys see this? Was the irrational short squeeze has now been ticking lower. So anytime you see this fanning out again, new shorts against new bulls. When they're fanning out, which is what it's doing right now, the stories change. It's no longer the fast irrational short squeeze that we were looking at, but it's healthy bull market again. So with the green and blue fanning out, which they're doing right now, it is healthy bull market. It usually starts at the bottom of a selling point. So this could be a new healthy wave up. So the market is doing no sign of selling. The longs are holding as hard as they can. So liquidity is there. This is the most liquid that you can get. Bulls bulling harder, and then bears shorting again, which forces the market makers to buy. If that shorting continues to happen, right here, that shorting continues to happen, and this goes positive, you guys know the rule. If this is ever positive, markets don't crash at all either. So a lot of people in Wall Street calling for crash today. I don't know. And just because I promised I would, people are asking me to look at GameStop, right? So GameStop is back in play. I made a post yesterday on Twitter that went hella viral, like crazy viral. It was keeping me up all night responding to people. GameStop was setting up to produce a short squeeze, and I was looking at it for the first time in a while. GameStop had pretty decent data. I promised the GameStop thread that I would take a look at it. Let me just for the love of all things GME. Most people, everybody was like, oh, all right, you know, like super excited. And apparently, there's a lot going on that I didn't know about with like Ryan Cohen and Roy and Kitty. Like he's back. Like they're all back. They're all back in play. The talk is there. Let's see if we get the update here. All right, so we're gonna let the market pull back just a little bit on the S&P futures. Oh, we're still calculating, aren't we? Yeah. There it is. For the love of all things GameStop, it's gonna ride the wave with everything else. There's no reason it wouldn't. Everything else is gonna go up. People are like, how many shares do you have? And I was like, oh, no, I'm a futures trader, but like, I'm ready for you guys to the side, you know, like down with the hedge funds. Let's crush it today. You know, I was like, I don't really trade stocks that much, but I'll cheer with you guys. I like seeing traders win. It's always my favorite thing. Watching people stick it to the man. All right, so I'm going to be waiting for a dip to buy. So this is great. This is a wait day. Where's my... You guys know the rule on this. Checklist. Nice and solid here. Oops. When I say super viral, I mean like I think I got 1,500 followers from one post. It was crazy. Looking good there. Let's get back to our stuff. Okay, SPY and... So SPY monthly maps are looking good in the checklist, right? Let's go ahead and do the checklist. Number 1, greater market. You guys know the drill. So I'm waiting for a dip to buy, and I got the perfect entry on this one. I'm going to be waiting. There's nothing to be taking right out the door. Number greater market, right? DD greater than half. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Stocks are still bullish. Can't beat that. Number 2, SPY. Trading above MHP. That monthly hedging on SPY is bullish. Gamma positive. Love it. Number 3, monthly maps. Trading in a bull zone. Bull zone is getting stronger. Bear zone is getting weaker, and no volatility. All things are bullish on this. Greater market. Guys, you know the rule. All 3 things are bullish. I'm super bullish. If only one of those things are bullish, I'm still pretty fucking bullish. All right. It takes all 3 for me to be bearish. I'm going to bull. I wake up every morning and say, where can I long from today? That's it. And nothing in the way of this other than bouncing here and bouncing there. We also have DD band somewhere at the bottom. I don't invest in stocks. I used to have a really strong stock portfolio when I was younger. All of my investing now is focused around futures or options if I'm doing any speculative trading. For tax reasons. I don't day trade any stocks anymore because the taxes are too ridiculous. All right, already. All right, so I'm gonna post it on my Twitter, you guys. Looking strong. I'm always rooting for some good traders out there. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Earnings volatility. Does your indicator speak to this? Yeah. So volatility. The way that monthly map works is that you look on here, and volatility is presented in this particular fashion. Let me bring up the little chart again. So the cheat sheet is pretty neat. So this tool that we made, this platform, has this analysis style built into it. It takes a whole army of computers for us to pull this much options data and process it, right? So here, there's 4 different pieces to reading the monthly map. And let me pull it up again. You guys are talking about volatility. You're asking about GameStop. Let me do it one more time. So right now I'm waiting for my dip to buy in SPY. So we're going to wait. All right, so what you look for, and this is a time-dependent chart, and this is how you read it. You click this button right here and opens up the tab, and you type in monthly maps, right? So you come over here, and you look at how the options risk is distributed over time. And it's like a basic little checklist. And let me make it bigger so I can see it. The volatility is point number 4, right? So over here to the side, the way that works is that you're going to look at where you're trading right now, literally right now. And right now, we are trading through this dark gray box. And this is point number 1, which is saying that it's a bull market. Bulls are going to be buying dips, which is good, which usually means your supports are going to support. Number 2 is how the bottom of this dark gray is changing over time. This guy right here, for the next 2 weeks, sloping down. When it's sloping down, longs are accumulating, which is going to give you that support that you want. The other thing you look at is this light gray box at the top. So it's the bottom of the dark gray at the top of the light gray. That's slipping down as well. Bears are exiting positions through these 2-week period as well. So this is a 2-week period. Over the next 2 weeks, you have both longs buying and shorts covering at the same time. Now, volatility is represented by this. So that's very bullish. So it's very likely that as long as the market stays healthy in general, this is supporting. It's not going to sell off. And so here, again, this is not investment advice. I can preempt you guys. No investment advice here. But on the last token, the space between the zones represents the liquidity. And the liquidity is extremely tight. When you see the distance here about the same distance as the daily candle range, it means there's no additional volatility. No additional volatility with the bullish positional landscape becoming stronger and the bears weakening usually indicates pressure to the upside. Now, this is just 2 weeks. And then there's an inflection point right here. See, last week was a little stronger. Here, the bulls get back to selling and the bears get back to strengthening. So what that likely means is that while it's going to have upward pressure, you're not going to get probably a big squeezy breakout just yet unless the market gets surprised during earnings. Now, the distance gets a little bigger. And so that means there's a little more volatility. It takes a catalyst to kind of break through a channel. But if I was like investing or something in anything like this, I would understand that it's probably not going to sell off because of the strength here, and it's probably going to stay channel and support, just like the S&P is doing. If the S&P starts to rally further, this will pick up right with it. So it's going to basically be tethered to the rest of the market more so than it will be just acting very strongly on its own. So if the S&P decides to take a nosedive, then it'll do its own thing. But it's strong, so strength is in, so that's good. Yeah, so our indicator does pretty much everything. So volatility is represented in that, which is really nice. Can you predict VIX price action this way? Yeah, you can. You can look at UVXY. Anything that has options, you can pull a monthly map on. So VIX, you can use UVXY. There's an ETF with options that tracks the VIX. So you get on here. You can pull a monthly map on it as soon as it calculates it. Yeah, we have that 60-68 yellow line. And I don't know why the monthly map isn't coming. You know, VIX. Double check this. The same token, let's look at QQQ first. The S&P. So on the same token, right? So what's the strength of the S&P doing over time? Right now, we're kind of trading slightly below the bull zone, the S&P, but the bull zone gets stronger. So by the end of this week, the S&P is still going to have that bullish setup that I want. And of course, the bull side is just getting stronger over time. At least at this price, it's mostly in bull zone through February. So the S&P is nice and strong through February. Normally, you'd want to see this strongly sloping down for a strong bull market. This is basically a somewhat volatile topping pattern. When you see the bear zone squeezing is going to keep this from selling off, but the bull zone somewhat choppy is going to imply that there will likely be some selling a little bit, but not a lot. So I don't think that we do break any of this. I think that we just hover and then start to pick up steam slowly. Like I think the short squeeze in the S&P is over. Parabolic part of it, now it's picking up actual bull momentum. So we might get a sell-off week inside of here, but I'm not betting on it. You just gotta be very like armed and ready for it. All right, so today's setup resiliences are positive, so that means that the gap is looking to fill to the upside. The market is looking to be right here. I just don't have a long pivot to get in on. So ideally, there's not really a good setup today. And why is... Oh, hold on a second. We had a release on the platform that fixed what we call the double refresh issue. So what happened was it would refresh twice when you loaded a new liquidity map. So that's actually fixed, which is good. But I think we actually turned off the DD ban process. All right. So the way the bull long up works on the S&P today, there's no setup except for a confirmation break of open and supported open. Then I long to the CD band, which is going to be 40 points higher essentially. Now there is no pivot at the bottom either. I usually long out this blue. There. So today is kind of like a boring day because there's nothing cool to trade off of. What's up, Ice Wild? Good morning. Good morning. So in my Elite Trader funded account, I end up closing out. I've been trading it for a little bit over 2 weeks. I end up closing it out with 50% gain in that time period. So it's a live funded account. So they're funding me with real money over there. Just doing that. Gonna wait on a good entry for that one. NASDAQ setups today. It's kind of in the same boat here. For where the calculations we have, hedge pressure is much lower, and hedge pressure is a really strong pivot to the upside. So if ever there were any kind of flush state, you got really strong support 512 today, which is really far away. It's not even close to something we're going to touch. So what I'm thinking here, it's just the same. Looking for resiliences to be strong. That's fluxing through this box. Nasdaq is pushing through this box. There is no downside. The greater market's all bullish and the liquidity map's bullish. So I don't trade inside of here that much. I wait for a break and then a support. Then I'll long with a one strike stop on this one and set it and forget it till the end of the day. The other setup here is open here at the bull zone, but this is like 300 points lower, and that's a big drop. And there's really nothing that's going to catalyze that. The market's pretty strong and bullish today. I just need a good entry, to be honest. SPY futures, monthly hedge pressure is like futures hedge pressure is down there. S&P is like really far too. It's boring. Boring market. Nasdaq's trying to push through a little bit, which is good. So Nasdaq might be the move. There's no news today. There's nothing until Wednesday really to catalyze this market. No big earnings, nothing. So I don't want to take Nasdaq at the open. You're just moving a little faster than the indices today. Simon, I'm not sure. So, I'm going to watch this for a little bit. Bullish today, boys. I guess the S&P is not giving us any juice just yet. Let me check the sectors really quick. If you guys aren't familiar with what we do here, I'm the CEO of the Rocket Scooter Company. We built this trading platform. I trade in global trading championships and all kind of stuff. I've competed in the Robbins Cup this year. I recently did a trading contest. Futures trading over here, first place in this trading contest was a month long. 100% gain, 80% win rate. This is with Elite Trader Funding. I went in there and smoked everybody. You know how it goes. So looks like S&P right about here is the breakout I want to see. So I know Nasdaq is the one that's kind of pushing a little harder, but what I want to see is I want to see the S&P getting strength here. So if we break that 60.95 level, I will chase along on the breakout. So right here, the open being resistance with positive resilience is kind of like mixed signals. So there's no real reason for me to take it from here. There's no signal to buy on. And monthly hedge pressure is also really low as well. So with the S&P, I need a confirmed breakout to take it. Look at the sector spiders and see who's strong today. I don't think it's tech. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of oomph today because the tech market is actually the one that's the most down of all of them. Discretionary staples, energy up, materials up, which is good. The S&P is nice and strong. Let's see the Nasdaq move a little faster than the S&P is a little concerning because the Nasdaq, tech, telecom, healthcare are all red. So it's interesting to see that the Nasdaq is moving faster with the stronger resilience today. I find that very hard to believe. That must just be one stock that's doing good. I want to see if it's Nvidia. It's got to be one stock that's starting to move in the Nasdaq. That's giving it that kind of oomph. And it's got to be one of the big ones. It's not neither of those. It's Apple. It's fucking always Apple. All right, so Apple's not going to carry the stock market today. See, I figured it out in 3 guesses. It's Apple. Yeah. Okay. And what about Tesla? Let me check Tesla as well. So it's weird to see the sectors are down, but Apple's kind of carrying stuff. Tesla a little bit as well. So this isn't enough power for the whole market to move. I mean, the discretionary materials kind of like pushing the wave, and the resilience is kind of like, this is a gap fill predictor. I mean, that's positive. The market does want to hold at the open. So I'm not selling this off yet, but Nasdaq's moving a little fast for its overall weakness. So I don't trust it. I'm going to let it pull back and kind of like settle a little bit. Check ribbon. All right. Anything you guys want to see? Let's check it out. Monthly hedge break is pretty good. This is usually a gamma squeeze. So a lot of times when you break this, this can be big for the day. Like really big. Like it can move quickly on a squeeze. So anything that breaks through it, there's about a 10% chance. So the way that our stats work here, back tests on hedge pressures at 80% of days will close on the same side it open. If we open here, 80% of days, blue's going to hold. This is a big up day for RIVN. Big up. 90% of days will stay on the same side of the orange line as well. And as I'm fucking talking about it, it's moving higher. So, you know, this is good. I mean, it's big. It's a good one. It's a good setup. Let me post this guy here. I'm going to start doing, so I got approved for like subscriptions on Twitter. I'm going to start posting charts for you guys on Twitter. I need to do more like stuff like that. Like it. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, this is probably like the most all the tweets I've ever done. I've had some that have over 1 million impressions before. But like without pinning it to my profile, this is probably like the biggest the most viral tweet I've had that naturally was about one company. This one has 130,000 impressions. I think I got 1,500 followers just in that one tweet. Community rallied behind Rocket Scooter in that call out. My Twitter was going off all night. Just pop, 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 pop. Potential crush after earnings on Tuesday. It's not planning. Wall Street's not planning for any volatility. That's the interesting thing. Wait. Was the timing of that post? Why it got blown up so much? I didn't know GameStop had earnings on Tuesday. It's this Tuesday? It is this Tuesday. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, so it's not. Well, that would explain why there's a lot of interest there, because what a weird coincidence. I didn't even know. So the funny thing is, I didn't even know. What a coincidence. So pardon me for being a fucking idiot. I didn't know. Well, that would make a lot of sense because earnings is coming up. So that was a well-placed accidental, what do you call a serendipity? A little happy accident. Plus the catalyst is back. Yeah, you got your got some cryptic messages coming on Twitter. I can see. Well, it does not setting up for volatility over the next week. That's the interesting part. Yeah, it's very interesting part, because right now, all the things are set up pretty positive for this. Let me a little further detail, because the S&P is pulling back. We're gonna sit on this, guys. Resilience is going towards 0. I don't bet that it goes negative, but if it does, could be some selling pressure today. But I'm waiting for dips to buy. All right, so when you look at the entire structure of the market, this is how it works. Bulls are in power at 28. Right. Bull zone is when there's more bulls than bears. So this is support. It's not bearish unless you break 27.5. So this is the stronger support. For the most part, what we do in futures trading, because I trade S&P and NASDAQ, anytime it falls to there, I always buy. That's like the HODL line. You never, very rarely do you break bull zone and go to bear zone and keep going. It's almost like 90% trade that actually happens. So I usually make most of my money scalping the S&P across the gap like this. It's one of the best trade setups that we have with our platform. And again, it's all based on looking at the options of this thing. All right, guys, S&P resilience just went negative. Your mind. So the next thing is like we analyze where you are, where the positions are stronger. Bulls are in power here. The next thing is the market maker hedging. And you guys said, what do you say? You've been looking at for 2 hours to find gamma squeeze, and this thing just tells you, oh, we have a scanner that tells you, watch this. Ready? Scanner, add. We're going to go monthly hedge pressure, break up. And let's even do ones where hedge pressure equals monthly hedge pressure for double the power. It finds them for you. There's Neo. There's DE. XBI. BX. Apple. You see the power? Oh, dude. Yeah, no. I mean, there's a reason our platform is going viral, because we've created something. We can identify market maker gamma squeezes where they're forced to chase off of sold calls that go in the money. Yeah, you can just snake. If I traded stocks, it'd be using this all day long. You want to look for a penny stock or something? They all have this here. Let's look for the breakdown case. There's a lot of them. Now there's only 2 of them. The other side of the coin. Ones that are collapsing. XLU. GNRC. Yeah, so some of them are not moving as fast, but that particular setup is really big. Gamma squeezes. So we find them all day long. Even when they're not equal to each other, find any MHP breakup. It's going to be a pretty powerful move. We've got 38 of them today. Roku's one of them. Pinterest is one of them. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be a squeeze, but the strongest one is when the blue and orange are on top of each other and you break both of them at the same time. Those are the big runs. Airbnb. See how Airbnb is just wicked like this? Thank you. I'm very proud of what we've made. Back to looking at the scanner. This is what you have to look at. So we piece it all together. This is the dealer-to-dealer options play for the underlying market maker of the GME stock. So if you buy a stock from a market maker, you're the bull, and you're I put a T because you're like the trader, right? This is you, and people are long, and the longs are winning here. That's where the strength is. The market makers are short against you, and they have calls delta with weighted by delta to hedge against it. So this is a neutral trade. So we find these calls, which means we find the bulls. We look for the calls with our algorithm finds those calls, and then it reverse engineers where the bulls are. So those calls are bought from options market makers who had to short it. And so the people that sold the calls to these market makers, it's like a bank-to-bank trade. Their gamma balance is maximized here. For weekly options is blue, and monthly options is orange. So it is a very strong repulsive force. So hedging alone is going to float this. This is a dealer's forced to long on weekly because the weekly options are positive. So there's long pressure here while the bulls are already in control. That's why it says BL, which is bullish and longing. So you got two different bullish pressures going up. On the monthly scale, it's also getting that more long than short. So it's just a wave. Like everything is strong. This is one of the strongest bull setups that you have. Actually, the strongest bull setup you have, where everything's pointing up. Which is good. So this takes all options that exist and balances them for today. Pretty good. Oh, I forgot to turn the delay off, didn't I, from last Friday? Thanks for letting me know that, Frank. Res isn't loading for you. If anything's not loading for you, delete the indicator, add it back, or go here. Go to settings, and then reset your settings. Because we released a patch, and sometimes your settings just get like cached in a certain way. Click load default, like scroll down to the bottom, chart, load default. It should load all your defaults back up, like when you first loaded the platform. You also have little resilience charts on the side as well. You also have the numbers up here. So these are all in different sockets. You should be able to pull that data. What's the benefit of live prop firm trading? Does it make sense to withdraw your funds and trade in your own futures account for the tax benefits? 1000%. That is your ultimate goal in prop firm trading. Take whatever free money you can from the casino and then put it in your own account. The only reason people live trade prop firm accounts beyond that is because they get paid to market them. So, or they get a live account. So if you're given a live account, a live futures account, then you're on schedule K1. And if you're on schedule K1, then it's you're trading a commodities account. Yeah. Yes, sir. I got you, brother. So it doesn't mean that you can't just keep doing it, but the idea is that examples of a prop firm gives you, like, they say your first $15,000 is free, then we take a 20% after that. Make your $15,000, cash out, pay your 30 to 40% taxes on that because it's a pile on top of your income because it's 1099. You take that, the remainder of the money that you get, put aside the amount you're going to pay taxes on, take the rest, futures account. Oh, yeah, Panic Seller, I saw your message yesterday. I was going to talk to you about it. Let's look at it. Beautiful. I love it. I'm reading it right now. So he has... You're welcome to post it in chat here if you want. This is a great... Yeah, your goal is to get to your funded step and then essentially fund yourself. And then the best part is if you blow up funding yourself, you can always go back to the prop world and build your way back up. Rock Robson, what do you think about SoFi? Let's check it. Hold up. So guys, we're gonna open up subscription on Twitter, and if you subscribe to us on Twitter, actually it's open right now. I'm gonna start posting like daily charts, breakout plays, hedge pressure breaks, things like that. So you guys feel free to it's a whole different service that we'll be doing. So feel free to support it. I made it like $7, something really tiny, and all the money we make from that will go right into the platform to pay for building stuff. So there's no profit there for me. We're gonna throw it back into the company. Yeah, I don't not like it. Your strategy is pretty valid. It's interesting. It's smart. You know, there's people I know that use prop firm accounts to hedge their live account as well. They'll usually trade like their own live account, bullish the market every day, and then they'll use like funded programs to like short the market against it. If the market sells really hard, you lose a little bit of money because they bet smaller in their real account. Then they go YOLO the farm, the prop account, which is very, very low risk. And so if you win, you get all these funded accounts. You just lose a little bit in your main account. If you lose, you lose all the fundeds, but you make in a real account. But the thing is, if you do it when they have a sale, like a 90% off sale, it doesn't cost you anything because you're paying like 10 or 20 bucks for each of those accounts. So like when they have a sale, honestly, I know people that when they have a sale, they'll go out there and they'll buy 20 accounts, short half of them, long half of them, and keep the ones that win because there's no rules against doing that in the eval stage. Oh, what's my Twitter? Here you go. That's my Twitter. SoFi is the problem with SoFi today is that it opened below hedge pressure, so it tends to want to stay below hedge pressure and stay above monthly hedge pressure at the same time. It's going to want to stay in here, but watch out because this is the breakout range to the upside, very tight, 1575, and the breakout range to the downside is 1550. So something like this, I look at the greater market just in double checking where we are and what sector it's in and stuff. And market's flat and pulling back a little bit. This is trying to break, but I don't think that it will. So usually stocks like this, I wait for confirmation. Here to here is always a very strong trade. Bear zone top to bull zone bottom is one of my favorite trades to take. It's usually very strong. But you have hedge pressure in the way, which is the problem, which is trying to yank it down. It's a hard play to take. So normally when I have hedge pressure like taps like this, I wait for it to break. And I take a long and put a stop, and then I sit on it. Again, not investment advice. But since you have two really strong bull setups, if there's a break there, this usually likes to go with that caution there. And then this is pressure here. Then I have two long entry points. I can long here. I can put a stop there and just bet that it closes somewhere above MHP. And a lot of times I trade these like middle reverting trades like that. So I'll take a long from my support, and then I'll long again at the lower support. Can you use Rocket Scooter for non-US markets? Not at this time. We don't have any data feeds beyond the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. So eventually it would be nice. And when it comes to the DAX and other European markets, they don't have like an options authority like we do. Like in the United States, we have this huge options authority called Opera that sells us the data to calculate liquidity maps. I've looked, and I don't know if it's even possible. I was never able to find it, but there is nobody that sells options data for any of the European or Asian markets. So I'd love to be able to calculate hedge pressure, monthly hedge pressure for like the DAX or the FTSE or the Nikkei. Fucking great if I could, because our overnight futures would be really strong. If the German markets are bouncing off of their own monthly hedge pressure, our futures would pivot at the same time. It'd be tight if I had that, but I've never been able to find it. And there's a market. There's a lot of European traders. There's a lot of Indian traders who watch my stream because of the time. And they're always like, can we get Rocket Scooter to work in our country? And I was like, man, if I could only get options data, I would build out this company to have global readings. That would be great. Trying to make your first swing trade. Good luck with your first swing trade. In general, with the caution I have for the S&P, the index is looking a little weak today. today is a day that I usually let sell off. So you watch me as I'm usually very patient. I have an entry that I like to get. So like my win rate in futures is about 80%. And you guys, if y'all stay and watch the stream, you'll see why that is. I don't trade a lot. I can see when the market's not giving me the oomph that I want, and I'm going to wait. With the weakness that we have in the S&P, today's likely not the day for me to want to load up on anything personally. S&P has really strong supports very low today. So what I would do personally is when I see weakness in the index, I always tell myself, let me let the index pull back to its first support. Then I'll start analyzing individual stocks. The index is pulling back. This could be the sell-off day in the bull run. Wait, Diego Argentinian? I know, I'd like to get all around the world. Will I short Netflix soon? I'm not really in the mode of shorting a bull market. I kind of said the S&P is going to 7,000 before quarter 2. So in the next quarter, as long as things stay as bullish as they are, the S&P is going to grow another 10%. It's going to be very rapid. After we get the earnings season, I think is the catalyst is going to kick it there. Early in the quarter. So I don't like, even though Netflix today is definitely BSD is a bearish setup. You can see there's that pressure from there. I still don't short stocks. I usually only long stuff when the greater market's bullish. But it's like I said, I mean, the liquidity map is what it is. It's definitely a downward play. So you nailed it by finding it. Yeah. Just subbed. What's up, Banner? Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So our platform, we have about 6,000 users right now. A little bit over that. And so we have a huge community, huge Discord community. I mean, I'm the CEO of the company. We have about 20 employees. We built this trading platform. We built this technique inside of it. I invented the technique. We built a whole platform around it. So we're always trying to get back to the community. We're trying to help traders out. You know, market makers, positional landscape. It's something nobody's been able to figure out. And, you know, we mathematically derive that stuff. So despite me being like a big goofball in the stream, I'm certainly an accomplished mathematician. So my goal is to build something for you guys that's substantial. Like no more charts and bullshit. You know, you need someone to crunch the numbers. I'll be your favorite degen. Let me do it for you. Now Rock's your logo on the wall. No, well, I'm moving. So it's like, this is my engineering degree right here. So I went to engineering school. So like right here, yeah, no, I'm moving. I got a new house. So why don't you tell me my hair looks all funky today? I fucking crawled out of bed. Oh god. I got like Elvis hair today. It's like hairspray down. Oh, it was raining. That's why. I got a little pompadour thing going on here. So we bought a new house. So on Friday I'm moving. And a massive new house. It's so exciting. It's got one extra room. It's got a backyard. It's in the city. It's in a gated community. There's a pool. I mean, it's like, it's an upgrade for sure. We needed more space because y'all know iDoc. She's also a streamer, right? She's on Twitch. So we have streamer house. Like I have a whole studio here where I stream. She streams. You know, we need more guest room space and all that. But yeah, so I'm packing. So everything's being taken down. The Rocket Scooter sign is down. I'm taking this down Thursday night. I've got a whole, like, here. So I'm decking out the studio. It's going to have 2 trading setups. This one with its 7 monitors. It's going to have another one, trading and gaming, set up a whole separate thing. It's going to be rad. You guys will like it. But it's to give me more space because I'm trading in multiple places now. Because I've got the funded account with ETF. I'm trading their money right now. I've got the Apex that I'm still crunching out. I've got my own futures account I'm doing, and I'm competing in a lot of trading contests. So I need to have other setups like available because juggling everything just right here is hard. So what I need to do is I need to have like another setup where I'm like, okay, my contest accounts are here, you know, so that way I can like roll my chair over and I got more computers going on. Plus it's for the new stuff that we're going to build with Rocket Scooter. Like I want to build out this really big trading show eventually. This year I competed in the Robbins Cup. I competed in ETF had a futures trading contest as well. In the Robbins Cup, I peaked in the top 5, the highest placement I got. But then other people passed me up and my account came down a little bit. So I'm not in the top 5 anymore in Robins, but in the ETF one, I got first place. So I won that contest. And there was like 200 and something competitors. And that was in October. It was a month-long contest. And I won that one. Next year, I'll be doing the Robins Cup again. Maybe. If more people enter it. And whatever trading contests come up, TradingView has a big one like every quarter. And so I'm going to do the TradingView one and try to win it. Invite all the degens from Wall Street Bets. Let's go. Can I explain more about my services? Yeah, absolutely. So the Rocket Scooter platform is a platform built off the backbone of TradingView. So we're licensed TradingView developers. We have their full trading libraries. So what we can do is build off of their platform and make our own. So as you see, like our charts are very resemblant of TradingView's charts because we white label them. And so we built our platform and our tools around it. So we're basically like a version of TradingView on crack. You don't need to have TradingView service to use our platform. But we basically took their platform and amped it up with our stuff. Oh, Ian, the TradingView contest and not that impressive. I'm so sad they wouldn't let me enter because I entered it too late. I didn't have my I'd have a TradingView subscription. They didn't accept my explanation. So I have to wait for the next one. So inside of the platform, what our style is, and it's completely different than what anything else has done. We reinvented analysis in general. Basically, we do not do technical analysis here in this community. You see there's no indicators on my chart. What we do is we use options to find high volume pivots. So every line that you see on my screen is predictable high volume, and it's 100% accurate. What it actually does is in options, we're basically looking for the relationship between speculative traders and market makers, and we can reverse engineer where everybody's risk is. And from there, hedge pressures and bull zones and things like that are high volume pivots that are predictable. It is a monthly subscription to the platform. So the platform has a monthly sub. It comes with all the data, all the indicators, everything. And then when you buy the platform, we have a Discord that's free for you, coaching that's free, videos, courses, education that's free that teaches you this whole process. The guys and girls who are in our community, you can go here and read all about it. So basically, it's the new type of analysis. It's called liquidity analysis or positional risk analysis. It's replacing technical analysis. We don't use charting at all anymore. You can read the reviews from actual folks in here who take it. I mean, it's like here. Just go read for yourself. Let me give you the link really quick. Yeah, ES is pulling back. Resilience went negative, so I'm just going to let it fall. People are calling it like game changer, best deal on the internet. Absolutely nothing like this. A whole new thing. And it's all 5-star reviews. So like basically people are very happy with a new type of analysis. As you see, I don't look at candles. I don't look at patterns. I don't look at chart patterns. I don't even change the time frame of my chart. It never leaves 1 minute. I don't look at historic data. I don't look at previous highs, previous lows, nothing. I look at just the pure liquidity of what is. We have a whole army of computers crunching numbers here, whole server army creating these liquidity maps. So the idea is that I'm trading just where pressure is. What do you guys do me a favor and go to the restroom really quick? I want you to type 15 random tickers in the YouTube channel, and I'll show you that we can predict volume in each one of them. 15 random tickers. So basically, I'll show you that we can actually pull out high probability, high volume pivots. So I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. All right, we're back. You want to look at, all right, tickers. Res isn't loading for you. Let me look at, we're looking into that right now because there were some issues with that with the last release. Okay. All right. All right. So you guys type some random tickers, right? So let me show you. Every single time you run into any one of our pivots that you see on the stream. So let me write them down for you. You're going to have the following. And again, I'm letting the market pull back so I can find a good entry. You have MHP. That's weekly gamma. Yeah. Sorry. You have hedge pressure and MHP. Hedge pressure is weekly gamma, which is blue. MHP, which is orange. And then you have your zones. Bull zone and bear zone. So bull zone bottom, bear zone top. And then, of course, the open and close are always high volume pivots as well. Anytime that you touch, everyone here always sings that song, every time I touch, you get this feeling. But every time I touch any one of these pivots, volume starts to come out of the woodwork. There's volume spikes. So here's Tesla as we're tapping the two areas of volume. I'm getting right close to MHP. We'll revisit this when this starts to break. You will see right here, you start picking up volume very rapidly when MHP is interacted with. So there's the volume there, and there's the volume here. We'll revisit Tesla. Remind me at the end to look it up. AMD. So essentially, anytime you pass through any of our pivots, you're going to find high volume. AMD doesn't really have anything right now, so it's not interacting with anything. We got to go to the next one. If there's options for it or it's on our list, we pulled up. A lot of penny stocks do not have options, so we're not going to be able to pull data on that one, unfortunately. But we're going to try to create new methods eventually for it. See, a lot of these are like small caps, so the problem is they don't have weekly options to create hedge pressure MHP. But we're actually modifying our system to be able to pull in more data. So there's a probability that maybe these things just aren't on our list of data we pull. So a lot of these stocks we haven't pulled yet. So like LMT, right? Kind of opening in the middle. You're not touching any of the pivots yet. So it's kind of non-actionable on this one. So sorry, none of these were any good. Let's find one that's tapped. Winner doesn't have a map. So some of ours don't have maps either. And y'all are throwing a bunch of them that we don't have. We don't have data for. Nike. So, example here. You see as we're interacting with monthly hedge pressure, you've got volume just kind of spiking out of here. So the idea is that you can predict where volume will be. Then you know it's a period of, or like an area of interest when you're trading. So an example with Nike, nothing here matters. Everything below this doesn't matter. This is just off limits. My goal today is to decide, am I longing or shorting from here? This is the pivot that matters because this is where the traders are going to be. The Nike's a decent example. Now it's opening flat, so you're kind of oscillating around that area. Let's find, what's the next one? Palantir. So Palantir hasn't interacted with any of these pivots yet either. But when Palantir gets right here at 75, 75 is an area of interest. You can see as we're passing through the open, high volume, the close, high volume. And of course, hedge pressure is going to produce high volume in just a second. So these are all kind of floating between the pivots. Well, we like, so basically I'm waiting for some of these setups. So nothing's actionable here. What is that? AI? AI? Hold on. So here's a good example of one that is spiking at hedge pressure. When you're interacting with the blue, oops. Right here so I can see it. It never fails. It's 100%. There will be high volume at this blue line. You see right here, high volume at this blue line. So this is where market makers and institutions are hedging. And this is a very large order flow that's predictable. So we're predicting order flow is what we're doing. It's that very high order flow that's coming through at this hedge pressure. This is basically the balance between gamma positive and gamma negative on the maximization of like all the options pressure out there. So that's a good example. Yeah, I mean, anytime you touch any one of these things, it is high volume. So what this does is it allows me to not like chase or trade every single thing I see on the chart. I only have a couple of pivots that matter. Here's a great example. HIMS is the next one on the chart. 2 hedge pressures here. High volume. There's the break here. High volume. Here's the retest right here. High volume. Y'all see that? So the only prices that matter are this and this. The BSD is the setup. Liquidity map is bearish off of blue, and you see it is bearish off of blue. So the idea is that knowing as little as you guys know here, not knowing anything about what it is we do other than this is high volume, and everything else below it, who knows? Who cares? And this is pointing down. Would you buy the dip? There's an example, like, would you buy HIMS right now at 33? Is a question. You know what I'm saying? Probably not, right? Pressure's down. This is high volume. This is high volume. I can't guarantee there's going to be high volume anywhere inside of here. So I want to see traders come up behind me when I buy and like buy after me, right? Or when I short to sell after me. So basically what it does is it removes all of this stuff from your consideration as just basically being invalid to make a decision off of. So here, this guy's selling off and there's no high volume pivot below it. So just like the rest of the market, as we forecast today, would likely be pulling back today. And I'm just sitting on the sidelines. I haven't longed or touched it at all. I'm very bullish and I knew it was pulling back, so I sat out. And I'm not going to grab a falling knife either. So like my style is keeping me from catching a falling knife. But yeah, so we don't have a liquidity map calculator for this one. SMCI, I don't think we need to basically let me put in a ticket here because we need to be able to pull more data. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me put in a ticket really quick. Yeah, so we don't have a map on this, but one of the things is that a lot of our ticker list has been isolated to just S&P and NASDAQ. So a lot of the other stocks, I'm going to create a dynamic ticker list that's going to let me pull more data. So what we're going to do is I'm putting in a ticket right now. A lot of you guys trade a lot of these other stocks that we don't normally pull data for. So I'm going to start pulling data for it. So come back like sometime this week, I'm going to put in a patch that allows us to do more calculations on this. So here's an example, Robinhood, right? And hopefully you guys are convinced at this point that hedge pressure is producing high volume when you're interacting with it. It is where the market makers are balanced. Now we have hedge pressure break to the downside. That's very bad. While this is a bullish setup, there is no bullish pivot below except for here. So today, Robinhood is probably going to go to 40. And again, you'll see high volume there. Amazon, right? You guys are throwing me tickers that I haven't seen yet. And every single time that you pass through our zones or pass through hedge pressure, pass through something, you start to see volume there. It's predictable volume. So what you're actually predicting is a volume profile before it happens. That's like the best part. So if you look at a volume profile, if you guys know what that is tomorrow, you will see that there was a high volume node here and a high volume node there. Because today, we're showing you where that volume is going to be based on options. So we can predict volume. You can't predict price action. Like which direction market goes is pretty random. Well, we could predict volume. So the answer is if I'm trading Amazon, my only points of interest today are there and maybe there. I'm not longing in here. I'm not shorting right there. I'm making a decision off of this blue and off of this orange. I'm only going to trade where the volume is going to be. That's basically how it works. S&P and Nasdaq are selling pretty hard today. You want to see DATs? Hold on. What do we got? Yeah, so a lot of times these penny stocks aren't going to have liquidity maps. And then here's you. Right here. Monthly hedge pressure. There's your volume. You see that? So this is the market makers. We found them with their math. That's basically what that is. It's predictable because delta hedging is a predictable behavior. You can calculate it. You know what you're doing. So yeah, so we basically have found where the market makers are balanced. Maximum gamma is the maximum change in delta per price of the underlying. So the maximum change in delta is equal to max flow, max order flow, i.e. high volume. And there, it's predictable there. So it's never wrong, like, because delta hedging is the same across the board. Okay, one more. But these ones that we don't pull data for, I just need to update the ticker list because we pull the data in the morning and then we calculate it. So a lot of these tickers we've never looked at before, so they're not on the list. So what I'm going to do is put in a ticket so that I can create this, the ability for me to change and add to the list of data we look at. I want to pull more data for you guys. It's funny because we started off as a futures community. We didn't need anything more than the S&P and Nasdaq. So you guys looking at this, I'll commit to pulling more data for y'all. Sure. Marvell? Okay, hold on. Yeah, so like, here's a great example, right? There's your hedge pressure and here's your monthly. There's your volume spike. There's your volume spike. That's crazy. MHP break to the downside is pretty gnarly. So today, right, we're going to let the market pull back. And I think everything's going to be selling off today along the index. So GME, as we're approaching hedge pressure, volume starting to spike up a little bit. Check Tesla again. And as I told you guys, when you approach monthly hedge pressure, there's a volume spike. Are you convinced that we figured something out yet? Pretty cool, right? So generally, I will not short on days like this. No. Exactly, because the greater market is bullish. So what I do is I sit out and let it fall, and then I wait for my good long pivots to take long off of. So today, right, open flat, hedge pressures are down here, waiting for confirmation to long at the open. There isn't one. So I'm going to let it fall all the way to hedge pressure and take my long. Let's go to futures and just double check that we're not close to anything else like DD bands and stuff. So let's go back to yesterday. Let me find out where. Let's double check this one here. Do you sink or swim for this today? Universal 40 on yes, right? Yeah, the table didn't update today for any of it. What's the Nasdaq risk interval? Do you guys know? Can y'all tell me? I don't know why it's not saved here. I usually have that open. Wait, I got it. 144.25. So 152.5. Oh, okay. Hey, you guys. So today, right, we're looking at lower DD band presses. So today, nothing except for the green tap, and I'll touch, right? So days like this, so just let it fall, let it sit out. Beautiful day. Didn't touch it, don't have any pivots nearby, not back holding this. Looking for lower DD bands, I always take that trade off of the bottom. post this in Discord for everybody real quick. So usually they're automated on the chart, but we put out a patch this weekend for stability, and some of the indicators aren't connecting or updating anymore. So we're working on a fix for that today. I just put it manually for you guys. So the risk interval table usually gives you the numbers. And so they usually will be right here, or they'll be automatically printed on the chart. But as you see, the chart isn't updating. So your analysis is perfect today, Diego. There you go. Yeah, right. It should be a decently strong pivot point for at least a long setup. So today, I'm looking for that DD band. I'm gonna draw it really quick. At least for a tap, right? Was it close to like 60-60, right? Nasdaq is 21,489. That's my long pivot there. 21,489. Let me just draw it so I can have it. MHP is basically right in the same spot, right? DD float's going to be in place. So essentially with NASDAQ, I'm going to let it push to here. And there's some decent setup off of there. Yeah. Wait. 60.56 for ES? Okay. Ooh. All right. I'm excited about that. Put that there. S&P has to break a yellow line, so there's a scalp right in there. I'm not going to long up the yellow line today. I'm going to let it pull pretty hard. 60.72 might be a pivot because that's monthly hedge on futures, the S&P. So we'll see. No trades for me today. I don't like it. I don't like it, boys. All right. YouTube. Zoom. Head over to YouTube today. Let's go over there. Let's watch. Let's go together. Look out to 10. Turn off YouTube. We'll see y'all. Turn off Zoom. See you guys over in YouTube. Let's let it pull back. That's getting a little bit of a bounce there. I think it's because Tesla might have taken a bounce. Yeah. Microsoft's still pushing heavy. Yep. And then Nvidia probably taking a bounce also. Yep. All right, let's watch Nvidia here. There's NVIDIA and monthly hedge. You can see there's your volume as you approach it. So those of you that are interested, we do this live training that we do every single day at 3:30 Eastern. It is probably the best, I think so, education for trading and markets in general, period. I mean, by a long shot. Go read the reviews if you don't want, but go here. We open it back up. Actually, here's the thing. For Black Friday, we decided to sell it, and it was never for sale, which is free if you had a platform. There's the link. And it was just it's a training course series that we go through. It's 20 courses called 20 Days Profitability Mindset. Masterclass on the probabilities of finding an edge in the market. And we start off with the premise that basically you can randomly long the market and make money. It's a very cool thought experiment that gets you on this journey of like why you're losing money as a trader. And it's 20 classes, and they usually were part of our $200 a month subscription, right? But for Black Friday, we were selling it for $20. So it's $1 a class, just basically giving it away. There's the link for it at $1 a class. And every day we meet for an hour and we go over a different topic, and there's 20 of them, and we get to the end and we start all over. It's a good introduction to our community and also reading charts the way that we do. And we'll teach you so much you never knew about the stock market. It's pretty cool. I advise all you guys to take it if you'd like. And of course, 3 days, money back if you don't like it, but I promise you will. In the 8 years I've been teaching, 0 people have ever asked for a refund within the first 3 days. 0, not one person. They always stick through and watch all the classes. But you can, if you're like, this isn't for me. Yeah, here's your $20 back. But I think it's a good place for people that are like looking for a change or looking for something new. We train you. It's not like a technical analysis nonsense bullshit course. It's a whole course on betting correctly, position sizing mechanics, scaling mechanics. It's like the art form of trading. So is Delta here? He asked where to get the plugin in the Discord. Member made tools is where you go. Yeah. Tell him member made tools is where people like where that stuff is. Oh, I got to go to the new house today. I got to do my blue tape. I forgot all about it. Let me see what time we got to go. I'm moving on Friday, you guys. Exciting. It's a new build, so we get to go do the blue tape walkthrough today. Tape it up, get him to fix the stuff. So a gamma squeeze is pretty simple. So like basically what happens is gamma is how quickly the delta changes the option relative to the price of the underlying. So like NVIDIA example, you have gamma maximum here. Okay. If you think of like a ball, right, rolling down a slope, ball's just like tumbling blah, 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 like this, okay, or rolling. The ball is falling at a speed, and it's also accelerating due to gravity. It's got different forces. Or think of like it's going to be at any given time, it's moving faster and faster and faster because gravity is an acceleration, right? When you skydive, you move faster and faster and faster to the terminal velocity. You accelerate a car by pushing your foot on the accelerator, and then you're pushing the accelerator down further and further and further. The car is speeding up like this. It like curves, right? You're not just going faster. You're going faster with curvature, like it's accelerating, right? So gamma is like an acceleration of price. We think of it, or acceleration of change. So it's gamma is like the speed of delta. So just imagine like this little curly D means speed. It's the speed of the delta. And what is delta, right? And delta is how much the options value changes versus how much the underlying value changes. So this is delta of the stock. Sorry, change in delta over price. And delta is equal to the change in price of the option, change in price of the stock. Forget all the math here. But what it's telling you is that when the stock changes price, the option changes price a certain amount. If the stock does this and the option does that, okay, that's one state. Stock does this and the option does that, well, this option moved a lot faster than this one. So the delta is higher in this case than here. Okay, and delta 2 higher than delta 1. So essentially what delta is like the speed at which the option grows in value. Every time S&P moves up a tick, the option will move faster in price if the delta is higher. And if the gamma is high, the delta's change is even bigger. So it's the acceleration of that price change. So together, these things are basically future predicting indicators, right? And so what delta hedging is that a market maker is going to know how many shares they need to buy based on an equation they use. It filters all that, or factors all that stuff in, like delta, gamma, whatever. So if the S&P moves like 10 points, you can use delta gamma to decide, okay, how many shares do I need to buy to neutralize my trade? And so gamma and delta hedging is a calculated number where you can calculate how much somebody needs to buy to balance their position. And because you can calculate it, you actually calculate it as being the maximum amount of gamma, which maximum amount of gamma means maximum amount of delta hedging, which means maximum amount of order flow, which means high volume. Essentially, it's a fancy mathematical way to predict where high volume is due to neutralization hedging. That's basically what it's doing. Oh, my trade's coming. Okay. So that's basically what a gamma squeeze is that when everybody's gamma, the acceleration is negative. It's kind of like if you're falling really fast, like if you're down here, you're accelerating this way, and then all of a sudden you're flying this way. It's like you flip the rocket upside down and then you take off the other way. Here, people are forced to long more than they short. So this is like the threshold where there's more longing than shorting to balance. This is where there's more shorting than longing. So right here is a very strong battle between bulls and bears, and you can see it right here. It's longing and shorting back and forth. And the problem is that on gamma squeeze is that what happens is you get all the shorts squeezed out and they're forced to long. So basically anybody that was short, say you're short 1,000 shares and all of a sudden it's going this way and you got to actually long 1,000 shares to balance. You got to get on the other side of the trade. Because you had to move from a negative position to a positive position, you had to actually buy twice as much as you're short to flip it the other way. So imagine you shorted 100 shares and bought, and you need to go long 100 shares. Your order is 200 to get there. So the idea that you have to flip to the other side with twice the position is the power that generates the squeeze. Everyone's flipping sides, which causes it to move. Does that make sense? Will that make sense? It's the idea that so many shorts have changed their mind to go long. And what that does is it creates pressure that goes one way. And it moves the price higher even faster, which bumps into more traders, which forces them to long and forces them to long. And it propagates for the most part. Let's check NASDAQ on the bounce. So the gamma squeeze is basically because you can predict high volume there. And you can predict that that's like, they call it a capitulation point where people give up on the trade and then they reverse and go the other way. That's the biggest battle. So when you're pressing against all that short pressure that's pushing down, imagine it's like a spring that's trying to hold the price down. Or another way to think about it is like you ever like take a balloon that's filled up with water, right? And try to fill up with air and you try to push it underwater. There's that pressure, right? And then as soon as you let go of it, the balloon is like bloop and pops right back to the top. That pressure basically that buoyant pressure that goes this way is kind of what's happening in a gamma squeeze as well. You've got all that short pressure pushing it down, but once the short's back out of the way, the spring pops to the other side, which triggers everybody to long, which pushes the market even faster. So it's like, it's that kind of break-even point where trades that are like pushing this way flip one way very quickly. So MHP break is about a 10% chance. It doesn't happen that often because the power is usually strong enough to contain it. But when you break through, as I showed you this morning, those squeezes are extremely powerful. And that's what usually causes a penny stock to fly off the handle. Because why does a $2 stock go to like 60 bucks? It's because so many people are short. And as soon as the shorts start covering, it creates a domino effect. That does that. What's up, Danny? Good morning, man. How you doing? Okay. S&P or NASDAQ is walking like right up to my pivot. NASDAQ is the stronger of the two. Now the question is, do I want to long this from here? Let's analyze it. Resiliences are negative. Open. Follow the DD band. What I'm going to do is let it push through and confirm on the way back. So if we break here, I'm going to let it fall. And I'll only trade when we reclaim. Here. Back to there. Nasdaq's hitting first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Nasdaq overshoot and let the S&P tap it. The S&P is the worst resilience. There's more stocks selling off there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trust the S&P to show me where that low pivot is. So I'm going to actually probably trade off the S&P today instead. There is MHP. There's always some support there. Yeah. Dude, what an incredible community. I didn't realize how big the GameStop, AMC, Chewy community was. Once that post got some visibility, man, just took off. I got 1,400 followers from one post. That's crazy. Bro, appreciate you guys for liking what we do. Hell, if we're here to help. You guys are trying to slam dunk some hedge funds in Wall Street. Fuck it. We're here for you guys. You got the Rocket Scooter team here to do what we can. Huge, dude. Such a huge community. I underestimated how big it was. Once the retweets started, it just took off like fire. Like my phone, I was sitting there all night. We're packing, getting ready to move, and every time I load up Twitter, it's like you have 20. It's like 20 plus. It tells you how many engagements you had. And I looked at it, and it's like 62 people followed. Every 5 minutes, it's like 100 people followed you, and everybody's commenting. There's a lot of hype going on right now about it. It's cool. Well, we're the Gamma Squeeze team. So, I was reading up on, what people talk about. And there's a lot of, talk about naked shorting, a lot of pressure put on it by institutions. And you guys want to know when you squeeze the institutions, that's what we're good at. I mean, that's what we design our stuff to be able to do. I never even thought about going over to the GameStop community. You guys help spread the word and saying like, look, you guys want to know when the hedge funds are getting squeezed? We'll show you where it happens. How are you sure that you're winning the trade? How are you sure that you've toppled Wall Street? Is MHP breaks or MHP support, right? Those gamma squeezes. So we can show you where that's happening. So that you're not just like hoping like, okay, maybe this is the week. Right now, it's still a nice bullish setup like I showed this morning, right? This one's going to be strong today. It's probably going to hold through earnings. And despite the S&P selling off, it just has that U-shaped curve right here. So GameStop is in a good boat today. I just don't really think about social media too much. We kind of just do our own thing over here, but we got the perfect tool to show you guys where that gamma is balanced at. And that maximum order flow, there's your hedge pressure tap, there's your volume spike, right? So today, remember this morning, 20.5 was the bull support there, right? So we're here to give me a kolache. Heck yeah. Hey, IDOC, what time's the blue tape? What is a kolache? Oh, my friend. Oh. Wait, it's at noon? Okay, we get 2 hours. Okay. We also have a friend in town who's staying with us, so we're gonna be a little busy today. I definitely will try to come back and do the Zoom call, but if we're still busy at the house, then I'm not gonna be able to do Zoom today. I forgot about it. Bro, kolache. Okay, let me explain to you. There's a kolache and then there's a kolache. So you have a kolache, right? Which is what it really is. And a kolache is a delicious pastry, if you may, that like looks like a pancaked cookie thing, and it's real flaky, real delicious, and it has like fruit in the middle. And that's what a kolache is. But that's not what we're talking about, because we live in fucking Texas, and we call things whatever we want here. It's not the delicious Danish pastry or whatever it is. Oh, no. No. Texas doesn't give a shit what anyone else does. And kolache in Texas is essentially a piece of smoked sausage inside of like a dinner roll with cheese and jalapenos in it. All right. And in Poland, when these things were invented, they called them kolabsneks or something like that. And we decided to call them kolache, so we're like, you know, fuck your sweet treat. We're gonna steal the name and call these really fancy pigs in a blanket. Yeah, it's for the most part, right. It's a Polish-German thing. And so kolabs, and we decided, whatever, we're gonna call it kolache because we're in Texas and we do everything backwards here. But it is by far, hold on. So I'm sorry, you can't hear me. Okay. So a dinner roll, right? Really fluffy. It's hot. And on the inside, Adrian knows, he lives in Houston. Right here, it's just sausage, like smoked sausage and cheese and like jalapenos on the inside. And like I said, I can't explain to you the magic behind how delicious these things are because it sounds so simple. But in Texas, it's like a staple junk food breakfast. You guys watch me just miming it. You're from Kingwood, so you know. You guys got Shipleys out there in the burbs. So, you know, we grew up with Shipleys in Houston. They're all over the place. And so our little, essentially every donut shop in town is going to have kolaches. And there's a thing of like, who's the best kolache in Houston? And the best one by far is Chrissy's Donuts in Montrose. And that's the one that I go to. And since we're leaving the Montrose area and moving to another side of town, I told iDoc this week, I'm like, I got to get my kolaches like one last time because I live right down the street from it, within walking distance actually. So like, I can be living by my favorite spot anymore. Jay Smith knows. Yeah, in Kingwood. When I was a kid, my parents used to get me like 2 sausage and cheese kolaches before I'd go to my math tournaments on Saturday mornings, and I'd get like a giant thing of strawberry milk and sausage and cheese kolache. That was my breakfast as a kid. What is my X handle? Oh, I am Trader's Paradise on X. Trying to guess from the lip sync. I had to mute it because I had to ask the iDoc if she was wearing pants when I opened the door. I always have to ask, you wearing pants? If she want to give you a free show. Wait for that DD band tap on the S&P. Let it fall a little bit more if I touch it. SPY MHP is very, very close. Very close. I need to let it touch. I'm gonna wait and get the confirmation here and take the long off of that. So I'm gonna get S&P futures long at 605. The problem is there's really nothing to long too, and that's the one thing I don't like as well. Resilience is starting to kind of heal itself on NASDAQ, which is really interesting to see. Yeah. This could be a really strong bounce. But I had to get my Christie's like one last time, dude. Some of you living by there anymore. Yeah, I think so. So at noon, we got to head out to the new house, and we're gonna do the walk down, pick our paint swatches, measure everything. We're gonna like put the paint swatches against the walls, see what we want to do, and then do the blue tape walk down. So Get them to do all the final changes. We get our keys on Thursday, which is exciting. And then we move on Friday. Do I want to take this? Why the hell not? I can do it. Let's see. HP breaks can be devastating on the market, so be very careful on this one. Let's go, baby. Let's get the ride. There it is. Wish me luck. The problem is I don't have a gauge on anywhere to trade to. Exit targets to be very, very hard to find right now. Let's do a red line. When in doubt, measure out. We have DD float on Qs as well. So what do we got today? Oh, wait, how did I get 6? No. I must have hit that button way too many times. Okay, let's not do that. Oh, God, I don't want to trade 6 contracts. Are you kidding me? What the hell's wrong with you, Matt? I hit that button way too many times. All right, just going to watch out. Be careful on this one. Some freaking heart attack there. Okay, let's just find, this is going to be really hard to find a pivot because I don't see any impact lines on here. So I can find anything good. All right, we're going to try to find some kind of pivot. So this is the principle of trading off DD float. DD ratio is greater than half. I always buy at the band every single time with small position. Your probability setup is pretty good. Let's just retrace. I don't got a lot of time here. Let's just retrace to here. And it's still pretty violent. Again, I'm not super convinced that it doesn't keep selling, but I always long at this area. This is always a solid place to try to long from. If we break MHP, it's going to get pretty gnarly, though. So that's the one problem here. Like right on the edge. If I break MHP, I'm just going to bail super quick on this. Alright. 69.75. It's about like 6 or 7 point rip if I can get it. I could just trim out and hold a runner for the day, but the problem is they're really far away from DD band, which I don't like either. Come on, baby. Hang in there. I don't see any red lines. Okay. So, losing this is going to be pretty bad. I don't want to take any risk beyond... I get squeezed. I'll get squeezed pretty... It'd be pretty easy to see the squeeze. So I'm gonna bail on this super quick. I don't get it. A little risky catching a sell like this, but I'm betting on MHP at this point. It's just looking pretty gross today. Nasdaq also is really nearby to a bull zone bottom as well. So S&P, let's hang in there, baby. Don't lose that monthly hedge. Come on, baby. Come on, let's hang in there. Break my heart today, stock market. Give me that bounce. Give me that bounce. I waited all day. I waited all day. I waited. Let's go. Come on. Give me that fire. Give me that heat. It is a fight here. MHP resilience is strong on the S&P since we're interacting with it. Take note. This is decent. So the stocks themselves are still in a monthly gamma positive state. I want this to hold. If I lose it, I'm going to stop out pretty quick on the downside, but I'll always jump back in on the reclaim. So if I reclaim. We double check the VIX really quick. I'm looking off to the side. VIX is slamming through bull zone and illiquidity pocket. So VIX has some potential to cap itself off as well. So decent on that. I don't like this at all. All right, sir. I am ordering you. Get back over. If I get back over here, we're good. This one candle's it. If I reclaim it, I'm good. Don't you turn right on me. MHP breaks are very devastating right here. So losing this area is bad. Very bad. So if I get some pressure, I'm going to trim this very quick. Come on. Get on the other side of that line. Don't reject touch pressure. Get on the other side of the line. If it gets on the other side of the line, we're good. Get on the other side of the line. If I reclaim, we're good. We're good for a bump. But it's losing. It's fighting really hard right now. Nasdaq is outside of DD bands as well. And super booty. There's that 60-68 yellow line as well. Let's see if we get that pressure support there. Don't lose it. Get on the other side. I'll bail really quick. Pressure's pretty gnarly. Come on, baby. Hang in there. Come on. Get that green. Get that green. Everybody do a rain dance. Market gods. Get that green, baby. Get on the other side. 60-68. Reclaim. Reclaim and go. Come on. Come on, S&P. Don't let me down. Don't like it. This is a very, very, very bad. So this pivot right here, exactly here, is very bad on the downside. So if it loses this, it's very bad for the day. Okay, when you don't bet the bull market, it becomes very bad. Very good on this side. Okay. This is make or break. I waited all day. Let's get a decent long. Let's put some money in my pocket. Let's go. Going for Friday low. Fuck above that line. Get up there. I can tell you. Listen to me, market. 10 points lower, 60.58. But on this one, I'll probably put 5 points lower. Get out of there. What'd I tell you? That's right. That's right, market. Get out of here. Don't you lose MHP again, I'm gonna cry. Want to see a grown man cry? I want to see that. All right, I'm gonna retrace. I'm gonna do a quick retrace. Pop 60.74. I'm gonna close out a little bit of it. Let it run a ride. Just the bet that we hold MHP for the day. To 21.5. Okay. Don't lose monthly hedge, or I will be very mad. I don't want to see this market fall apart today. Come on, baby. Let's run it. Wick is looking good. Come on. What do you see that reclaim on MHP? Appreciate it, Jason. Cheer me on. What's up? What's up, Zag? Got Zag from ETF over here in the stream today. Morning. Hey, what's up, hashtag? Raz almost recovered. I know. Like, here's the thing, right? We want to see this support. I want this. This is good. It's good here. It's very bad here. Like, this is a break point of the market. It's very bad. Is the market going to crash today? Very bad here. Good here. We want to see that good market hold. See if I got it right. Hashtag looking at the MHP. Now market is getting a lot of selling pressure from here. It's not there yet. Well, at least get to 72. The State Farm saving bundle. Oh yeah. Don't be hasty. Welcome to stream, you guys. Don't forget to sub to the channel. We're here live every single morning, live trading futures. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Come on. Waited all day for this. I don't want some flush red candle to come out of nowhere and break my heart here. So I didn't. So here's the thing. I talk about high volume pivots, you guys. I don't take longs anywhere else except for exactly where it matters. And I pinpoint that to a T, as you guys see here. Don't let me be the first to convince you. There's your high volume pivot on the S&P. It doesn't mean that it has to do this. I'm betting that it does that. The stock market is random. 90% of days will close on this side of the orange line. 10% will break. I'm taking the high probability long. So as markets are collapsing, as I told you guys this morning, nothing else matters, like James Hetfield from Metallica said. So close, no matter how far. The only place that matters is that level right there. Not bag holding, bag holding, bag holding, bag holding. I'm here right where it matters. If it doesn't work, okay, then I'm done for the day. But if it works, I'm going to pocket some cash on that bounce. So are you guys convinced, right? Those of you new to the rocket scooter, I'm only trading where high volume is going to be. And you cannot argue that MHP, predictable high volume, right there. It's like the trade's taken off. I'll put the $500 in my pocket there. Across the board. So quickie little screen cap of the active trades I have on the board here. My positions I have right here. So I'm up about about $4,500 on this one so far. Good. That'll pay for the refrigerator. The new house. Come on. Come on. We did our rain dance this morning, right? %, MHP balance, MHP res positive. The rest of the market pretty decent. Resilience is negative, so it's not going to get a big up rally today. As soon as I secured a position on the halfway point on the retracement, what I'm going to do with this one, boys and girls, is I'm going to lock in with one runner and let it ride, because I do have to go in just a little bit. Let's just let it ride. You're on your own. I mean, let's just let it ride, right? It's money. You're out. You're a chicken. I dropped everything to 1. I'm just gonna let the 1 ride. $211 for you. You guys are so smart. That's why I like you. Did I tell you that's why I like you guys? Y'all are so fucking smart. I'm working my way to requesting a big fat 6-figure payout from Apex. I haven't taken a payout for ETF yet. I told them that I'm not going to take it out for a while on ETF. So like basically on the ETF account, I can do withdrawal every day. Their live funded program is very cool. Very easy. Just any day I want to take money out, I can take money out. I'm up 56% in the account in just like 3 weeks. But I'm like, I'll take out probably next year for tax reasons for that one. So you're new to learning. Danny Blue, what's up? Tape reading over here. Yeah, I know you like that stuff. You knew Matt would be long at MHP, so you had to jump on to see how crazy I am. You know I'm crazy. Jason knows it. All right. So, if you guys want to take our courses, like I said, edge pressure bounce, here it is. Let me tell you, I do have to go in just a little bit. I do intend on holding a runner all day, but because I got to go, I'm going to have to flat on my positions, so I do have to go in a little bit, and I don't trade unless I can watch it. I should have one contract on the board, across the board for this. But, all right. Total tally today, so I'm going to add it up to so much money I made. In the Apex Fundeds, first of all, because I'm still doing that, because I'm going to get my big payout. What's this? 25. 32, 39, 46, 52, 58. So that was 6,000 away from Apex. And my ETF live fund at 587. So it's a 6,600 day. You guys, I would hold a one spot to keep going. Any bounce from here is a nice long entry if I get lucky for a second time. I just got to get out of here because I got to run. IDOX texted me. We got to get going. All right, y'all. Hey, I'll take it. 6,600 free dollars today. Let's go. This is what I'm telling you, Rockets here. We don't fuck around here, okay? I don't catch the falling knife anywhere. I look for the high volume pivots. I touch it where the volume's going to be. I can show where the volume's going to be without failing. Now, what I can't do is predict which direction the market goes. Unfortunately, that's random. That's random at all, but I have my odds. I have my trade that I do. I know exactly what I'm trying to do. And I wait. I didn't long at I didn't long. S&P's falling. I didn't long at 60.90. I didn't long at 60.85. I didn't long at 60.80. I didn't long at 60.70. I longed right at 60.67 where it hit my high volume pivot. Predictable MHP high volume. And I take my stab at a reversal there. I reverse MHP every single time. So the long side, especially in the greater market, is bullish. And that was worth upward of $6,600 today. Really bad, not really bad, right? So the idea is that when you know where volume's going to be, you're not acting at the wrong spots. And that's what we teach you how to do. Position and risk management against it. You saw a lot of risk management. You didn't even know it. I was waiting for that one pivot to hold. I had a preset stop. The R&R is greater than 1-to-1. I now can't trade because I'm going to be gone. And when I can't look at it, I close out. These are all risk management tricks. And we teach you that in our courses. If you have not done our courses, they are usually free as long as you're part of the $199 a month membership. Okay. Might be steep for some of you guys. If you want to learn everything it is we do. For Black Friday, we made it 20 bucks and it was so popular. Nearly 1,000 people are in that course right now. We decided to keep it open for a while. $1 a day, and we'll teach you all of these tricks. And join our community. It's massive. It's good. And we love you guys. Come back later today. Maybe doing the blue tape walk down to the house. So I don't know how long it's going to take. If I'm back by 3, I'll do a Zoom call. If not, then we'll have to postpone it tomorrow. So the platform itself is still half price. Yes, for the first month. That's it. Correct. All right, that was good. Good day, guys. Fucking crushed it. Come back tomorrow. We'll see y'all later. We'll do a Zoom call this afternoon. A month is okay for beginners. Absolutely is okay. A month, you'll be able to take all the courses and just basically learn how to use the platform and really meet a cool community. Yeah. Our job here is to stick it to the hedge funds. You guys know how we roll. We know where their gamma maximum is. The net sum of market makers. We know all that stuff. You just started. Cool, cool. All right, guys. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Keep going, baby. Market's still flying. Y'all have fun with this. I hope y'all make some money today. I'm out for the day, but good luck to you guys. All right, love y'all.